It's not a fantasy. Now you and your friends can compete in the sport of kings and win big with Stable Duel. Get the app, pick your horses, and get in on the thrill of horse racing with daily games competing against other players. Bring home the glory and the cash and move up the annual leaderboard while you leave your competition in the dust. Get in the game with Stable Duel. Play, race, win.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Liftoff.
All right, guys, we're here. What's up? Bri Mott here from Stable Duel. I'm super pumped. I have not been on a live stream for what feels like forever. It is snowing buckets here, so I was like going the comfy route, and I have some awesome guests. Let me introduce them all. We've got Blackjack Fletcher, which have not seen you in a while. How are you?
It's been a minute. I'm fantastic as always, Bri.
Well, of course, you're down in Florida with this, nice teal walls, and you're just living the sunny
life.
life.
It's 71 out right now. We're getting ready to open Sam Houston. It's a great day.
All right, well, we'll go to another warm weathered friend right now. We got Fernando, aka Shoes, down here. And where are you?
I'm currently at Golden Gate Fields. As you can see in the background, the horses are still training, and I'm enjoying this beautiful morning.
I love it. Well, thanks for popping in all the way from San Francisco. And then we have Jessica Paquette in the corner. How are you doing? And you're about to travel to Texas, to Sam Houston, right?
I am very excited to get out of the cold in Massachusetts and get to Texas. It's not quite as hot as I was hoping it would be down there, but anything's better than 15 degrees.
What is the weather in Sam Houston?
I think tomorrow I'll be there on site for Friday and Saturday's card. Tomorrow's going to be in the 60s, which is lovely, and then kind of warm and rainy on Saturday, which I love a rainy day at the racetrack.
Still better than Massachusetts right now. So
most things are at this point.
We've got another Texan down here. What's up, CJ? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's we're about 3.5 hours north of Houston, and it's currently 33 out with the wind chill of 18 degrees.
Jeez.
So yeah, I'm pretty cold right now. And I think, let's see, tomorrow it's supposed to be 25-ish with a high of 45. So
that'll be fun. Packs very well for this.
Yeah. So why are you living in Texas then, CJ? I thought it was for the weather.
No state income tax, and
Good point.
I'm like a 2.5 hour flight from like any horse I have in the country. So it makes it a lot easier to travel. And I live literally 10 minutes from DFW airport. So
and now, do you have any horses running today? Because you do run horses at Sam Houston. You run them. I know you run them all around, but Sam Houston is one of the tracks that you'll run.
We've got nothing today. Let's see, our races, we have probably 6 horses there right now. And we're I know we have like 2 on the 15th, 1 on the 14th, so we'll start gearing up here in the next couple of weeks.
Awesome. Well, good luck. Look out for the CJ Thoroughbred Silks. They're blue and white. Is that correct?
Blue and blue.
Blue and
light blue.
Okay, blue and blue. All right, well, let me tell you a little bit about Stable Duel contest today. Obviously, it's opening day of Sam Houston. That is why we are bombarding your screens right now. We are pumped. There is a free ride presented by Better Than Vegas, which Blackjack's up in that corner. He's getting covered up right now. I can probably change that if I make a little bit of boom. There he is. So Better Than Vegas, betterthan.vegas. If you want to check out that website, they have props. I'll let Blackjack present that as well. But there is a free ride, no cost. Get in there. $500 pool in the Stable Duel app. There's also prizes to be won from Better Than Vegas. So check that out. We are limiting to 1 stable. So you got 1 chance to cash, guys. Exciting stuff. But then the big contest, and we have even bigger news with that, $30 entry, $6,000 guaranteed. But wait, there's more. We just added a $600 bonus. That's $500 added to first place, and we're giving away $100 to last place. So if you completely screw up your entire stable build, you can still win money in the Stable Duel app. Even if you lose, you win. That's what we're here for. So check it out, StableDuel.com. You can download the Android. You can download the iPhone. Go to StableDuel.com to do that. We have a particular link for the Android, or just go to your iOS store to download if you have not. But that's the gist. What we did instead of going through the whole card today is each person, except for me, I've got one, has picked 3 horses that they really like in their stables. We'll talk about each one of those with the Stable Duel horse detail screen so that we can help you build your stables, or you can fade the plays. I don't care what you do as long as you build a stable. So Blackjack, do you want to quickly present what you've got going on over at Better Than Vegas?
Yeah, we've got a big contest built around this, as you mentioned. Opening day at Sam Houston. We love that racetrack. It's one of my favorite racetracks in the country to go to. So everyone at BTV has put together a Stable Duel lineup. It's all over there on betterthanvegas.com right now. Pick which one you think is going to have the best result out of all of us. Comment on the post, and one of you will get an extra $250 just for writing a comment. So it really doesn't get easier than that.
That's right. We love it. Okay, so we're going to just jump right in this. So we've got 3 horses for each person. Let me change the screen up a little bit so we can see everybody, including Fernando down there. And let's start with race 2. Jessica, I know that you had a pick in here that you really liked. Who is your race 2?
I like number 5. That's Izanami. I think Hush Hush, who is the favorite. I think this horse is going to be way over bet. Kind of a really vulnerable favorite here. And I think this is one of those spots that there's some value to be had. These first couple of races of a meet can be really interesting with horses coming in from a lot of different circuits. And I think it's easy to think some of these maybe slightly up a notch tracks or bigger circuits, their horses are obviously going to dominate. Bottom is bottom wherever you go. And Hush Hush didn't get the job done at the bottom at Turfway. A lot of question marks there for me. Izanami ran so badly in her debut. I think it can be excused. She gets Lasix for the first time today and really has been lighting up the work tab. And I think those things, clearly they got something right since that last race. She's also getting a little class relief. So one of my stronger opinions on the card.
I like it. Okay, I know we've got another pick in race 2. CJ, that's yours. Who is yours in race 2?
So I went for a bomb, and that's a 7 Mom's Prayer. I think this horse is going to be Lone Speed. Now, if not sure if she's good enough to win here, but it's kind of one of those. She's going to be such a big price, won't use much of your budget. If she gets out and at least holds on for third, you'll get something. But if you go back to her races last year at Sam Houston, they really weren't that bad. She was, running for 25 and then she's got she ran 7 furlongs on November 27th. I know she got beat 40 lengths, but, she's backing up now to 5.5. Should be Lone Speed. Hopefully, she'll go. I know she's on the outside, but still, hopefully it's kind of one of those come and catch me if you can.
I like it. And again, you're going to have to find some of these values plays. So it's good to look for the lower priced horses that aren't going to finish so far off the board. You don't need to win every single race to win a Stable Duel game. All right, race 3, we're going to go to Fernando. You've got one. I don't have the horse detail screen, so you're going to have to give us the lowdown on this one.
Yeah, sorry about that. Well,
That's all right.
when doing the Stable Duel, so I'm just going to play it safe here with the number 3, Expect the Boss, with Aspenson and Stuart Elliott. I just think this horse is just going to take money and probably win. So, it's $9,200 on the Stable Duel. But I'm just going to play it safe. That race was kind of impressive. The last one, I don't know how tough it was. Disclaimer, I don't know too much about Sam Houston. So going to play it safe with the number 3, Expect the Boss.
So we brought Fernando in because he does know a lot about jockeys and shoes. His shoes is a different conversation, but he does know what's up in the jockey world.
Yes, I would be an expert of shoes. That's my forte.
All right, I love it. Okay, so race 5, I know a few of us have picks, including myself. So let's see what the next one is on this slide. So we've got Jessica's pick here in race 5, the number 4, Dude Perfecto. What do you like about this horse, Jessica?
This one's kind of interesting. The Dan Bellatos Thunder was a really nice mare. She's produced a couple of runners, including Backside of the Moon. A lot of turf influence in this mare's pedigree, in her race record herself, and her produce record. I liked this one's debut effort. Turf is going to be a question mark, but I think if this one takes the turf, he certainly fits here. I think this is a really deep field. Quite a few horses who have never either run on the turf or run well. But Dude Perfecta gets my money here.
So I actually went against you. I went to the down. This is Steve Asmussen. So this horse won a $150,000 maiden race. Hasn't really done much out of that, but again, that was on a sloppy track, which you could argue transfers from turf. So they are trying this turf. I'm going for the try. I guess you could say I'm going for the name Asmussen. I'm saying Asmussen, even though I know that's the wrong way. It just is what it is at this point in time.
That's what he'll tell you.
Asmussen.
Yeah, that's what he'll tell
one
you.
of my partners here just calls him the ass man, and I'm like, that could be taken the wrong way. So, but yeah, I'm going with Down Cold. It's going to cost you $5,000, so totally middle of the range. But I'm just sticking with that big maiden win at Churchill Downs, by the way. So you could argue competition is maybe a little bit higher there. So we'll see. But we've got another one in race 5, and it is CJ. Feel like in race 5.
I'm going with the 2, another nice priced horse. This, I know we're going 2 turns on the grass. Still, this horse has speed. I don't see much other pace in there. This horse has only ran on the grass. J.R. Caldwell is always dangerous at Sam Houston, and you could. I know he's by VE day, but. According to Timeform, his turf ratings are pretty good for his breeding, so I'm going to take a swing there.
I like it.
I like that pick
$1,000.
actually a lot. There's a ton of turf influence in that one's pedigree. I think he's one I'm using in all of my exotics. And for those of you who aren't new, who maybe aren't as familiar with Sam Houston, Caldwell, a name to know. That even if he's coming in with kind of a lower percentage heading into the meet, they'll light up once the meet gets going. So don't leave those off your ticket.
I love that. I was going to ask at the end of all of our picks, like, what are some of the bigger names that you all think to look out for? So there we go. We're starting that conversation now. All right. So the next race we've got is 7. We have a few picks in race 7. Blackjack, you've been a little quiet up there because this is where you start to get hot. So who do you like in race 7?
I went with Gradester here. I think that this horse is really a steal at $750. The speed in this race. It wouldn't stun me if Gradester got out there with Lane Luzzy and just took this field gate to wire. This is a horse that's been running at different levels of competition, but has shown speed at all of those levels. And I don't see anybody in here that really is going to go with him. So Gradester would be my pick here.
All right, Fernando, I know you're on this one too.
Yeah, I mean, when I was building my my stable there, so I was running low on budget. So I figured this was like the steal, like Blackjack said. I really like this horse for the same reason, speed. I know Lane Luzzy. I know that from Sam Houston. I think he's a great rider. So, I mean, $750 for this horse, I'll take it.
Love it. And then, Jessica, you're on this one as well. Anything to add to those?
Well, I thought I was so clever. As this horse is my strongest opinion of the day.
We all did.
I felt so, when I was doing my handicapping for the little videos I make, and I was like, oh, 12-1, what a steal. Or 700, if you're playing Stable Duel, $750. This horse is just a bargain. I was even giving Nick, the announcer and Morning Winemaker, a little bit of a hard time for making this horse 12-1. But this one's, I know the layoff is a little bit of a question. The work tab's been encouraging. I think he's going to be a real player in the state bred ranks. It's becoming more and more advantageous to have a nice Texas bred. The breeding program's continuing to develop. And this also goes back to what I said about the Danny Caldwell barn. This is, even though they've been a little slow, it'll get better as the meet goes on.
I love it. All right, Fernando, let's go back to you. You have number 3 in race 8. I don't have a screen for this one, so give us all the goods.
So basically what I did here was just, my angle is Diodoro off the claim. That's about it. I know Diodoro. I like Rael Coberry. I just kind of went with that. Big numbers, Diodoro. And that's why I took him 8,500. That's why I had to pick Gradester. But I think it's a safe one to your Stable Duel. And yeah, I like this horse a lot.
I think he's the most vulnerable, beatable favorite on the card.
Ooh.
He's, I
did too.
I wouldn't bet this horse with someone else's money. I mean, this means he's going to win for 10 minutes, to be honest with you.
Now he should win.
Yeah, this guarantees it, but.
Oh my God, I love it. I love the heat. Okay, Blackjack, you're on one in this one too.
I kind of agreed with Jessica. I know where Fernando's coming from because it's Diodoro off the claim, and you're seeing a horse coming from Keeneland and Churchill and dropping into Sam Houston. I just thought there was very little impressive about the way that horse ran in those prior starts. I look towards the 6 here, Finding Silver. I think that if you go back and look at this horse's prior starts, he's out in California at Santa Anita and Del Mar, and he's clearly in over his head. And then he comes over to Remington. First race, they drop him into the maiden claimer. He gets the win. I think this is just where this horse belongs. I think that he was just in over his head out west. So I think for $3,000, you're getting a horse that's got a really good shot here against this field.
Now I really
All
want
right.
this horse to win now.
I know, I was going to say, Fernando proved them wrong.
I am going to be
CJ
rooting.
CJ's got the number 4 in race 8. CJ, what do you like about the number 4 here?
This was another kind of, I think probably going to be the speed of the speed. Last time got hooked. I know he's stretching out. Last race he got beat 4 lengths in a $7,500 claimer, going 6 furlongs, but he kind of got hooked. And I think having those 2 races before this will have him in. That's a long layoff he came off of, almost 300 days, and then you got the Caldwell effect as well. And we'll be near the front. I really liked a couple long shots, the 8 and the 10, but I'm just worried they're going to be too far back. But that's maybe something to throw in as a price.
All right, very good. And to bring up the rear, we do have one pick in race 10, and that one is coming from Blackjack himself. Who do you like in race 10 here?
Yeah, race 10 here. I mean, listen, there's a deserving favorite in here with the entry, and Morrow said ready, and I get that. But I was looking to save a little bit of money here, and I went to the 4, Mr. Shapour. This is a horse that, again, the drop here is what I'm playing off of. I think that this horse was running in allowance races that he had no business being in. Was just way over his head and is now coming back down to a level where I would expect this horse to be more competitive than he has been prior. And the nice thing is you go back to the last time Mr. Shapour has a win, and it's at this level down here. So I think that this one was worth a shot for me to try to close it out at 6,000.
Cool. All right, I want to go back. So the Gradester was the one that you all really liked at $750. Is that correct?
Yep.
All right, so something to note here, if you're new to the Stable Duel app, this is a really cool feature. You can go up here, and I don't doubt you're looking at my cursor, but see to the upper right next to the name Gradester, there are green binoculars. That gives you the ability to follow a horse. If you really like a horse and you want to follow along and play games, whenever that horse is entered, and if your alerts are on in the Stable Duel app, you will be alerted if that horse gets entered, and then you can play them in your next stable. So pretty cool follow feature. You also go to your profile and see all the horses that you follow, but kind of like similar to a virtual stable type situation, but follow the horses that you love that have made your money, and then as soon as they don't, I don't know, wipe them. I don't know. It's a cutthroat world we all live in. So, well, there you go, guys. That is our picks at Sam Houston. Quickly, so what are some names to look out with? And I know Jessica's getting on a flight, and we're actually perfect timing, so we're going to cut this off in no more than 10 minutes. But what are some names to look out with? We did talk about Caldwell. CJ, is there any more that you kind of want to keep an eye for on the form, or any trainers, jockeys, anything?
Yeah. So, we all know the Carl Broberg and Steve Asmussen, but, Danny Pish always has a good stable of Texas spreads. He fires
Especially
there.
with first-time starters. Like, they come into the paddock, really well prepared. I was so impressed last year seeing the nice job he did with his young horses.
Yeah, he's a very good horseman. We actually have a 5-year-old Texas bred mare that is going to make her like third or fourth start. He's taken his time with her. And, you know, we literally got her out of a field, and he's turned her into, you know, a decent maiden special weight Texas bred horse. But then you've got Austin Gustafson. You know, he'll come down there and fire. My, you know, good friend Matt Abear, I know he doesn't have a big stable, but keep an eye out for him. He never runs a horse that isn't 100%. You know, Rebel Posse got back down to him, and we scored with Rebel last year at 18-1, I think. So, you know, he's come back. Matt galloped him yesterday, said he felt great. You know, and I think, well, Ronnie Craven's usually, you know, he fires a bunch down there as well. And then finally, Jalen Clary, she is a good friend of mine, and her she took over her father's stable, Mike Netherland, and she's been, you know, doing really well lately. I see she's got one in the 6th race, so look out for those.
So I have 2 to mention as well. Scott Young. Routinely last year, they're just big prices. They're well spotted, even if they look maybe a little bit like in over their head. Really well-meant horses. I was very impressed with how he ran his operation last year. And Karen Jacks. Again, this is a barn that they go off at some big prices, and they can usually hit the board, especially in these big, wide open turf races.
And she's training for Carl Moore, you know, and he's got a bunch of nice horses too. So,
Fernando, what's Kyle doing? Is he riding at Golden Gate?
No, I'm actually Kyle's actually still down south. I actually came back home, and he stayed. So he picked up another agent down there, and I'm over here full time now. It was awesome being in Santa Anita, but there's no place like home.
Yeah.
So I have Billy Anton Georgie and Irving Orozco.
Well, we'll have to so Fernando did a takeover for Stable Duel in the Instagram, so we're going to have you do that again at Golden Gate. CJ, I'm hitting you up, I'm sure, for Rebel Posse of something to show off that horse. But lots more to come. Blackjack, anything to add?
Just go check out betterthanvegas.com. We've got our contest up there for opening day here at Sam Houston. We're going to go through at 3 o'clock Eastern on BTV Bets on Twitter, the entire Sam Houston card here. Pick 4s, pick 5s, the whole thing like that, because I literally couldn't sleep last night. I was sitting there putting the pick 5 together. It's the lowest takeout in the industry. I love this racetrack so much. I'm going to bet an irresponsible amount of money on this today.
It is a fun track.
It's a Mohawk, so it's a mess. The rest of my days, I just don't talk to me.
I will follow up with some information on the takeout on my Twitter, so check that out. But yeah, there's a lot to love about Sam Houston today and every day it runs. Check out Jessica. You will be the paddock host, is that right, for Friday and Saturday?
That's the plan. I'll be kind of bouncing around the paddock, doing some interviews, and hopefully giving people a little bit, you know, inside how much fun it is to be at the track.
Perfect. Yep. Well, take a look for Jessica. Hit up Fernando on Twitter. Reach out if you ever go to Golden Gate. That's where he's at. Or you travel. You're everywhere. I mean,
I'm everywhere.
Blackjack's on
I like to
Twitter.
travel.
Hit him up. CJ's
Hey, I
all
gotta
over,
thank you, Shoes. We won a race with Irving in September, so I appreciate the
Oh,
rep.
okay. Well, thank you for the shot.
Yeah,
That
that was a Wong special. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's right.
If it was late hours, it was questionable of how much people remember.
Yeah, the details
We
are
had
blurry.
We had fun.
All right. So shout out to Ed DeRosa. You know I would be happy to send you a koozie or whatever you need. And Sarah as well. One of my new favorite personalities on Twitter. Check her out. She's also doing live streams over at HRN. So all the love for everybody on this live stream, everybody out there listening. Get in the Stable Duel app. $30 entry for the 6,000 with, again, a $600 bonus. Free ride for Better Than Vegas and Sam Houston. Lots to be won today. And then pick 5s, pick 6s, win, play, show, do it all. Good luck. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you popping on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.